Well, taxi scams are not new in our city, but with the holidays just around the corner, victims are hoping to raise awareness so you know what to do if you find yourself being duped. This is how one CityNews viewer tells me he was conned out of $2,500 and the warning signs he says he ignored. It started when our CityNews viewer, who didn't want to be identified, hailed a very real-looking co-op taxi after a night out in downtown Toronto. After what he described as a pleasant ride home, he was told Visa payments were not working. The driver asked for his debit card, and he didn't think twice about handing it over. When the transaction went through, he says the driver then snatched the terminal away with the card still in it. What he didn't realize at the time was that his debit card had been swapped, and the receipt said he was charged 29 euros, not dollars.
We're understanding that it's quite a successful scam if you can get away with it. So we're now finding that taxis have been targeted.
Beck Taxi says it's aware of at least one Beck-branded cab stolen in October that's being used to scam customers. The company says as far as it knows, the fake taxi is still hitting the streets.
This is a public transit system, really, and if it was a stolen bus picking people up, I think it would be a priority. But I do think that the City of Toronto Municipal Licensing and Standards has a huge role to play here.
In a statement, the City of Toronto says in part it is aware of this issue and by law enforcement officers continue to enforce the licensing requirements. But Beck Taxi says the city is lacking strong enforcement and believes it has turned its back on the industry.
The difficulty here is that, again, there are just so many, 100,000 vehicles have been licensed, to drive people around in the city. We're hearing about taxi plates or taxi roof lights that are being put on private vehicles. What our city has done is just allowed sort of a free-for-all, and they're not able to manage this system.
In the end, our CityNews viewer got his money back from his bank, but he's hoping other Torontonians will learn from his mistakes. Toronto police could not say how many reports related to taxi scams have been filed in the last few months, but says it is investigating a case of fraud involving the stolen Beck taxi. The company is reminding customers every taxi driver is going to take cash and never let your debit card out of your hands.